Betio abusia enem eda adofo a ya ye wofa etwa na ni hwe dan na wotweda wonu baaye ba ba chichire yenwe ye ni ankasa ye president His Excellency Nana Adodankwa na vice president Baumia wo mu nyina baaye eni adofo efi mia baaye eda na ihu yiye sampa se ye wofrai na nanai nipa won hodo oni eba ye besensan krata e wo fie e be chichire busia eni kunafo ni ema awire ye da wo mu nyina se ni niye se e china ye kope no kurabe yi se bi omchi bebo a ye be pipa ye ni ase ni suyo no wonu be ba be kan ho biewu na ya kura na chi pa ye da mase sie eni kaja ni asida Rade enkam hona de mochire wo ye ofa na wo twidane na yim nyina no Rade ensa enhyem de masi ensa da amen
Akenten Appiah-Menkah was born on July 3, 1934 to Eno Akosua-Bosno as her fifth child in the village of Abobuja, Ashanti, Ghana. His father, Ochiamia-Mponsediya, linguist of Ofinso Paramount Chief, had died 4 months before Akenten's birth. He started his primary education at Amuako Methodist, but later enrolled at King Council Catholic Primary School. Through the efforts of his uncle Appiah, the chief of Abobuja, and one Mr. J.B. Arthur, a Methodist school was established at Abobuja that same year, and Akenten was enrolled in Abobuja Methodist School, where he successfully completed in 1949. In 1950, he got admission at the Zion College of West Africa at Anlaga in the Volta region, then the British Togoland. After a term, he left and continued at Ebuaka State College at Busco in Chebi, where he eventually completed with a second class in the Cambridge School Certificate exam in 1953. Since there was no automatic entry to the sixth form advanced level at that time, he had to sit for another exam and finally got admitted and enrolled at Adisadel College, Cape Coast in 1954. Akenten was a courageous and self-motivated man who resolved to break the jinx of poverty in his family. So he risked his life stowing away in a French cargo ship called Banfora from Takrady to Europe in 1954, where he enrolled at the Northwestern Polytechnic in Kentish Town, United Kingdom, for his A-level matriculation certificate course. As a man of vision with determination to achieve success, Akenten was admitted to study law at the University of Manchester and successfully graduated in June 1959. He went on to sit for his bar exams at the Lincoln's Inn and passed. He returned to Ghana in 1960. While in Ghana, he went under the pupillage of NYB Adade at Tizianum Chambers, Kumasi, until 1962, when he and lawyer Frifa formed a Frifa and Appiah-Menkah law firm, also known as Ofinso Kwabri Chambers in Kumasi. Appiah-Menkah showed signs of nationalistic tendencies and passionate support for the cause of African emancipation and liberation movement that had been spiked by Dr. Nkrumah way before he left Ghana for England. He was filled with African liberation sentiments that had engaged the political consciousness of the leaders at that time, and thought the time had come for the up-and-coming Ghanaian intellectuals to join the bandwagon of Ghana's total development. This explained why he joined CPP, the party of the ruling government. But after 2 years with the CPP, he found the CPP ideology was not in tandem with his core political beliefs. He therefore left the CPP to join the Dankwa Dambobuzia tradition and played no mean a role towards the fortunes of the party. Between 1960 and 1969, he worked as a private legal practitioner. He was also engaged in the publication of Ghana Pictorial, a monthly magazine which was later banned by the CPP government because of the publication of an article which referred Ethiopia as OAU headquarters to Ghana. Appiah-Menkah, as an entrepreneur, acquired a 600-acre land at Okrofum near Obuasi in Adansi and commenced oil palm plantation in 1968. In 1977, Appiah-Menkah Complex AMC also came into being and manufactured Apino soup and King soup. In 1969, he enrolled into politics and joined the Progressive Party and became a member of its government in the Second Republic. Between 1970 and 1972, he held two ministerial positions, Deputy Minister for Trade, Industry and Tourism, as well as Deputy Minister for Justice and Attorney General. 26 months after the government was toppled by the military led by Colonel Appiah-Menkah, Akenten suffered unduly for his role towards good governance, rule of law, and the safeguarding and uplifting of entrepreneurship. His efforts were unfortunately hampered at various times as he was rolled into imprisonment 5 times for his uncompromising stand against dictatorship, culture of silence, and all sorts of human rights abuse. Appiah-Menkah loved tradition. He never played low on his traditional duty as crier in Sanye in the court of the Asantehene. He diligently rendered loyal service to the Golden Stool. He will be sorely missed for his brilliant performance and success in defending renowned and successful entrepreneurs who appeared before commissions of inquiry. To sum up, it was his desire to see industry and private businesses thrive in this country and Africa. His goal was to sensitize the Ghanaian middle-class entrepreneurs to strive to achieve economic independence and empowerment that would ensure Africa's breakthrough from the perennial economic downturn. His hope was that the emergence of successful and strong private sector will bring to an end dictatorial tendencies of the African political leaders. By way of emphasis, the late Akenten Appiah-Menkah, like many others, cherished multi-party democratic good governance, rule of law, respect for human rights, transparency and accountability in the operations of government and national institutions. Akenten Appiah-Menkah was the chairman of the Council of Elders of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, in the Ashanti region. He will forever be remembered for his insightful and revealing literacy that attacks the ills of society, while at the same time preferring ideas for solutions. For instance, in his book, The River in the Sea, he tells of his life's personal story as well as his local politics. He left behind a wife, Mrs. Rosamond Appiah-Menkah, and 13 children.
The Minifa Mini and Honest, Opini Pay Papa. Was here in the Pacific. After Yadam for Pat. And women, a Jumamo, Edikai, or Mranim for a lawyer. Lawyer no more, not a bit. I didn't bar. I know her memory. Yeah, it's a politician. Now we do more papa or NPP. When we get when said, and I have a catch the name for NPP. After actually, obey will be at now, near my. Yeah, but one person say, soup, seminar, or your home, my dear Bipa, yeah, home bound person, Edinburgh, Ghana, and the new kind of honest way you will be at what kind of credit, one person, and one person die. We will be at now, said the medical Nakano. wɔde ne ho kɔhyɛ dwumadiebea mu a papa a wɔbɛfa so akyerɛ sɛ saa kuo no ɛho wɔ mfasoɔ de ma wɔ maa no papa yi bɔ mmɔden biara sɛ wɔbɛtumi adi so wayɛ do baabi no koraa me deɛ me NPP berɛ so no mu nyinaa no na wɔyɛ politician kɛseɛ wɔ hɔ no yiri sɛ yɛ maa no dwumadie koraa wɔ aban no mu ɛna nka me deɛ koraa na nka mɛtumi na nka meka bi no bɛyɛ yɛ nka na mpɛ sɛ nka yɛnyɛ no attorney general koraa ɛbi sɛ ɔganimunwuma yie ɛna no ate ɛne wɔka no korɔ so so
Appiah-Menkah de nyamienim ofiri mu ama asem ayɛ asantema ya nkanka MPP party na ɛwɔ asantema mu ano efi sɛ mmiri bi bae naka Council of Elders mpanimfo a wɔn da ekue ya no na ɛwɔ nkranko a ne nsusuiɛ na ɔde baeɛ sɛ adanti na de bia ɛwɔ sɛ asɛm esi a ekodi ne wɔ nkranko a nti yɛnkyekyem na ebi mmira asantema mu a ne enyi mpanimfo a wɔn so asɛm ba wɔn betumi atena kumasi ya ne yɛka ne yɛde ano eyie no akɔnkran ampa a wɔn kɔkan no etu aso mu enti ne fie no na adane court sɛ obiara a wɔti nsisi anim sɛ de na Appiah-Menkah ositie party na didi no sɛ woyɛ bibi ɛwɔ party no mu ne yɛde wokɔ fie hɔ si ekodi asɛm ana yɛkɔka asɛm no ne sɛ wo gyina mu sɛ bi a mempene a na Appiah-Menkah tumi ka kyerɛ sɛ party no ɛso sɛ wo akorɔkorɔ no a wogyina hɔ no party no yɛwɔ mmarapɔn a yɛdi so nti sɛ wogye tom sɛ wontumi nni ne nsɛm no a yɛka na asɛm a yɛdi yɛde yɛpɛ sɛ yɛka korɔ no yɛde constitution na ɛka sɛ wontumi nni ɛso a ɛneɛ na gyae ekuo no ne fa party no to ofi sɛ party no ɛso kyɛn wo nipa baakofoɔ no
The master is gone. We know how solid he was politically, business-wise. He was a philanthropist, a good one and serious one at that. He saw somebody suffering, he couldn't take it. There was a couple in business, in restaurant business. They lost the site they were operating from. He went to them and told them they could take his building, which was at Asukwa residential area, convert it to a restaurant and run it. They ran it for 4 years. He did not ask them for a peswa in rent. That's how good and kind that he was. He paid so many people's bills and all that. This, you can't forget a man like that. You know, you see the strong Appiah-Menkah outside, but inside he had a very soft heart. And I pray that the good Lord will look at these things and give him a very fitting place in his kingdom. He's made an impact in the society. With time, people will get to know the various things. When you're a good strategist, people cannot really assess it. It's an intangible gift. And when you work closely with him and you plan strategies and you counter and he argues against yours, you argue against this, at the end of the day, you come up with a golden plan. That I'll miss because, I won't have somebody like his quality that I can sit, think, argue, counter, and then you come up with solid things. Even on security matters, his talents went from one area, end of the spectrum to the other. And you cannot just cut him and jacket him in a particular kind of place. He was versatile. He covered a whole lot of ground, from his business skills, from his guts, from his wisdom, from his politics, his philanthropic nature. First class lawyer. When I met him, he was a lawyer with mustache and sideburns, and I didn't like him. I thought he was arrogant. He talked a lot and all that. And at that time, his brother-in-law was my classmate. We would see him, and I thought he was arrogant. Till I got closer. And I thought he had a lot inside him. He didn't have time to waste anywhere. He was always moving very fast, very strong, very robust man at the time. First class lawyer, very well known, used lots of wisdom together with the law. And I know a lot of cases he won solidly with using common sense.
Mr. Appiah-Menkah asam kese pa na ato MPP for omo Ashanti region Bulongafo ena Ghana ha nyina wahe bi ama yekuri ewi ase obi ene ho obechine board hwedi amponyankopon no ana de ma nti ono ana ofa nti e basa no a na odanyame ase se wode no afam yen aye wa Ashanti me hu no meti Appiah-Menkah ho asem in 1969, Hopper and himself started the politics. No, a member of the Constituent Assembly on the drafted 1969 Constitution. A few or call elections or a Fija Kwabre, and a Fija Kwabre, and a certain present day Kwabre East and Kwabre West. A Kwa could do such a Dumasi, then the Mampon North and the Boshie. Election primaries when you know lose you the third. When the first, when the second, the third. Now so a number of way true Democrat. Kabimami can be a memo no didn't one power. You did first no Oboa no copim said I who sent CA the Pacono did first no Konya accident. After the consequence no almost a boa omo yes or no more penal as omo MP. Oh, baby, you flew when you first do. So, one of the MP said that we are seeing in Kofoka. Yes, say, man proposes by Nankopon, the Nankopon pay, and the Yako, and to be a member of parliament. Where ye additional dear Cassia as an up and coming politician, or we are MPP, we see. So, you feel election, and then it's all the put Yaka, no, the car dying, over court, and more party, no, we got to her. She was no war. Herod, no, I could talk for lawyer. Or one a busy affair, no, be a member of parliament. Or call parliament, no conquer, no, a man appointment. Or be a ministerial secretary for the Ministry of Trade, and a year reservoir, and the Minister of Justice and Attorney General Department. While be an 1972 Kubai. The Kubai and the catcher me said, or cow a champion detaining woman. Or the come a year or more last. If you can't eat the rocha and stand on we be, you know. Or see a champion ye, you know, and I saw a catcher and say, oh, Santa Fosima mean you. If I say my buying year, Mima will no more. For so no demuche, a snow beer. One paba, so was and Kadi who be. Then so, your bar 1979, Hopper and Hono, yet a popular front party. Some Renamo University final year. And join yet the Popular Youth Association, a home and a many Mr. Appiah-Menkah, in politics. A Juma we and Yanu Bini, Sata and a Juma ye Pino, Sepoya for a Cobabia, Shea Maya Pino Seminary Coton, and San Escape Binyano, a Japandi activity. Of Wayapa, some of the 1979, there was a second round. 1 more years to negotiate with the UNC. Said the young woman never support for. I mean, and so I need and I'm at 2 million call the Maho. Running the year cool. Yabeti MPP 1992. He played a very significant role. Yabet started almost free a Friday club. 1 year Sikafano more Santinemo and in the formation of the party. 1 more year a finance certificate in July 1992. Bass is a different Kumase. A conquering on higher. the core, the buy. The tea party, where the kind, and it's select your members of parliament. Members of parliament are selecting our Ashanti region, and you see any year or year to 2 years, said the Bayer when she be a Embamu or the Bibia to 2 years, and my election. 1992. No presidential and parliamentary elections near the same day. You took presidential in November. Na NDC for mu wi abanimu. Omu sisi yen. Omu buye kwasia. And the Ashanti region, there was serious agitation here. For 3 days there was agitation. Abandoned the curfew by so now Nancy and Maba no munti jai. Kopem say Mr. Appiah-Menkah free meeting with the fee. I decided to order the Ayabia-Menkah. Or come home and your own choice tolling verdict. If you are on your ball said the Ayabia-Menkah. No Babo until a bit too, Nancy and Maba for the say. And yet a chanko and Nanko and Nanquaniana do. If you ever be to look forward. Sabi, a JBBA to war. She I must give back Kumasi. She said to election ya. Or Prince and Amaya Dom 2000. Or do to me my. Between 1980 and 2001, Tiana 2000, maybe a chairman or Macbecase, one of the greatest advisor, and a monkey in who I met to many million home and Sanamaye. Now, me fees of Wami Papa, or Chairman Yan Sansambia, Sinuha, a chairman Sunam de Cotun and Onyamre Mame, and now catch an out answer, and Tiana Nume, forming a brave fee. For we are Copem said, the term of office. The 3 times in our song here. Yamanqua, the Bedi Madian so, Rebecca the same natural. Chairman Bennett and Chibosiaco, once Rebecca the same as some corner natural. Rebecca now watching me nominal woo. Now, you started polling station elections. And the original chairman, yes, or your press conference. When you invite me, the code you honor. Let me start Appiah-Menkah, not to reach him, no about. Which the dozen no Roma party. This is MPP for your radical papa. Me bomb pie, sing a coupon, pitch national line. Na woman baby pantna, na Dutch and Comana, a bishia, I was right.
Appiah-Menkah I remember him for his truthfulness. Very strong. He's very truthful. If something is true, you can never change him. For that, I think we all ought to learn from him. He was a good advocate. But I personally think that he is a scholar. He should have been lecturing, not doing the bar, not practicing at the bar. No. He likes writing. He likes reading. He likes discussing matters. That's what he liked. That's what he liked to do. And therefore, he wrote at least 2-3 books that I know.
Shocking news. And I informed my wife Cornelia that Apino is gone. She said, Kwame, how can we envisage Ghana without Appiah-Menkah? That set me thinking. Appiah-Menkah is one of the few Ghanaians who was interested in making sure that things work without he himself being identified with a lot of his successes. He left his footprint on the industrial scene of Ghana. Appiah-Menkah, together with the late Esoklu, Afrigesi, Akwa Harrison, Dr. Addison, and Miamwapu, established what is now the Association of Ghana Industries into an international group and advocacy for all businesses in Ghana. It is on this issue that he broke with his close friend Esoklu to say that we cannot allow international companies, their employees, to become members of this organization, because when we lose through bad policies being imposed upon us. You, Appiah-Menkah, and I, it is our pocketbooks. The international employees do not lose anything. Appiah-Menkah said no. We need an advocacy group, well researched, to support us to be able to negotiate with the government for industrial policies.
The two of us were elected into Parliament under Professor Buzia in 1969. I was the Deputy Foreign Minister then, and he for some time was Deputy Minister for Justice and Attorney General, also later I think Deputy Minister of Trade. So we've been colleagues all the time, and then when a champion overthrew our government, then the two of us were lodged at the Ashford prison for 15 long months. We stayed in there 1 year, 3 months. We were taken in January 1972 to be let out March 1973. And then, so as you know, Kumasi has always been the hotbed of our tradition politically. So we grew in the tradition. So if we're talking of party and losing a stalwart, then I say we can say that of Appiah-Menkah, a stalwart of our tradition.
And then we're party natural dear. Ashanti region branch natural dear. And to be about party more quickly CC or Ashanti region. One will represent Ashanti region. Every year and a joke. Obi ntọ petrol mu ni kaa mu na ne America na pa ni 1992 yeye politics ni gina wo wanchi emma ye gina wo party no nyinara MPP mano kwakuma wo bia 500 cedis so mfanye ne campaign sata 500 cedis no na yesika mu ofa party ni si ne sira so okuma se woni bikai adu wa hin time yakoni yakoye rally ni ewia ni fie ani nyina akọ ni kokuma se anajo ekọ meji mesen mese fie o akube mmedidi rose okuma abo odi mi ye bibia me de ni ye bibia ntina meka se party no ashira de kase mi anso ma hwere nipa nanso so owu kurade a nkwa ntimenye ye mompaye na nyankopon emfa ne kra ensi.
The party owes him a lot by way of ideas, the propagation of the ideals of the Dankwa Busia Dumbu tradition, the support by way of commitment to the ideals of the party, actually being seen to be sacrificial in contributing to the revamping of the party, reconciliatory measures to keep the party together in difficult times. And one of the things that he will always be reminded for is his stance against so many candidates as well vying for power after the tenure of President Kufuor. From that incident, we developed a strategy by which there will be some elimination series until we had only 5 persons for the final competition, so that it couldn't look what it looked like at that particular time. In other words, he was a man who was always supporting ideas that will bring harmony, unity, and strength within the party. We will miss him, and we wish him a very restful time in the bosom of the Almighty.
The meeting in the area, the Korean hospital. I couldn't so on it. The peer group in a move was on it. Yeah, and what fast phone Korean and I didn't come until Korean hospital or bear fees so. Now, the cook must be an amafaho. I be sad until you send what to say. It's a bass, honestly, not my shaking. Say, Udupuanka Sankasa and Edujuno. Now, face so, your bussy and pain and every moon. Maybe a number of fun as a more for precope. Time in the 1990s, now in lifted bank round politics. Now, with me inviting a movie, and a offer back on so young baby comes to so a charm. Con office was salam down, make we meetings for it minimum or a papa, sign a me offer politically, a bushing in a auntie, Yan and I, who yako. Manturus and then a man in Ayako. Naya also MPP, a busia, Negana mine. Mijidi say, we Potoka say, MFBB Colossus in industry and in politics. Just so ye, or Brimpon, San Jumim, Sai or Brimpon, can be Mammy can be, nay, politics are ye. Mrs. Sadie, a deato nipa. MPP are sure at the move. She's a council of elders or come home. Papa send a can say, Udi politics. Said Professor Buzi, a prime minister. Time near Susa. He said no, a minister for trade. As a deputy minister for trade. Yes. Ain't you know what's not politics in more check. And no nim in nipa ye and so politics no. Apart from that, no politics ni hiano MPP assembly hiano anopa area enwere don ukobono punum bia you are always welcome oshia obia me kaisa me personal experience me yes I mean jina MP biem na meba out na mabeboa party no first I say no ne bufu me papa in fact metumi aka say ohu me kra no opepa na ni ase nsuo kakra that moved me but I'm ready na late sebia me science samade yes anka de oka e bia me ne pepe she say ope obi ayi ope party ni yi it say de ya hwera de papa ya hwera de
I first got to know Appiah-Menkah through my late mother, Appiah they were very close, and I remember even when we were in Europe, my mother used to cite him as one of the entrepreneurial lights of Ghana, and what he went through, how he got to where he got to as a village boy, getting the opportunity for education, and then through that becoming the star of business or Ghanaian entrepreneurship, and how he lost it all through politics, yet the grace with which he accepted the unfortunate political fate that befell him, and how he even managed to build from the ashes. So he was an inspiration for all of us. And when I was encouraged by my late mother, of course, my late cousin Ferdinand, and then of course the president Nana to come to Ghana to set up to manage then the statesmen. He was one person that I used to confer with all the time because of his deep knowledge of the Ghanaian environment, business, politically, and his own association also with my family. And he was one critic that he would call and say, no, this editorial, you should have done it this way, you should have done this that way. So I used to rely on him intellectually. I used to rely on him because I had tremendous respect for his knowledge of Ghana's history and his clear sense of direction of where the country should go. So in one of the discussions, we all lamented the absence of ideology as a driving force for political loyalty. We lamented over that, and we cited countries where you have think tanks, research centers that are devoted to one, supporting a political party or political parties in terms of intellectual input, and two, serving as a center for training future leaders. So we had discussions on this, and when he was one of the key people, maybe one of the 3-5 people I spoke to when we were beginning to found the Dankwa Institute. In fact, he was not just a governing member, I would say he was a founding member of the Dankwa Institute. And I'll tell you why. Even the name Dankwa actually came from him, because we were talking about how to enhance the research capacity of the party, i.e. the New Patriotic Party, how to even beef up the communications part of the party, and how to make sure that people don't support the party because of immediate material gain that they think they can get from it, but because they believe that through the ideals, principles, values, virtues, and philosophy of the party, and the implementation of those things that are core to the doctrine of the party, our lives can get better, and then the country can get better. So he was absolutely determined that something had to be done to enhance, if you like, the constitution of party allegiance. And he felt that we needed to create an entity that could be independent in its intellectual output, input and output to the development of our democracy, but at the same time clear on its ideological leanings. So we discussed it, and he mentioned, oh yes, I remember him saying there's a Busia Foundation, but it's still, and he mentioned, but it's still not clear in terms of the political support that is given. So why don't you form a Dankwa Foundation? You know, but at the time we were talking about putting together some research center, some think tank. But then he reminded me there's a Busia Foundation, except that it is not clear that it's a political or ideological, if you like, entity. So he said, so why don't you found a Dankwa Foundation? And of course, we called it the Dankwa Institute. So this really is the story. I mean, some of the key people who contributed to the foundation of this, what has become an established entity in terms of the democratic space.
We should remember, in these sad moments, his wife, Ajua Rose, Auntie Rose, Ajua, who was always behind Appiah-Menkah, running after him in prison in Sawem, while he was put to send him food and be by him. Their house, whether at the airport in Accra, at McCarthy Hill, in Kumasi, was always like a restaurant, feeding people from morning until midnight. He had a great heart. We miss him. But all Ghanaians owe this man a debt of gratitude.
He is the sort of person that I would want to wish him by reciting the Serenity Prayer. while he was alive, he had the courage of David to change the things of this world that needed to be changed. He had the humility of a Job to accept those things he couldn't change, and then he had the wisdom of Solomon to accept those things he could change and those things he could never change.
The only thing is, with time, I'm coming to the reality that once you are born, time comes when you go. That's the arrangement of nature. Otherwise, very sad. Because I had the opportunity to see him just a few months back when he came out of hospital. Ahead of it, I went to Kumasi and called on him in his house. And we hadn't seen each other for some time. But seeing him for the first time really weak and being wheeled, when I've known him for perhaps better part of 60 years, seeing this man who used to be so bubbly with life being wheeled, it was a very sad occasion. So when eventually I heard him gone, actually I felt very sad.
Akenten Appiah-Menkah was called so many different names by so many different people. They called him lawyer, they called him Apino, they called him Uncle Elephant, they called him Osloman, they called him Kukudu, they called him all sorts of names. But to us, he was just Daddy. We just called him Daddy, and he responded on every occasion. Regardless of what we wanted, regardless of the time, Daddy always responded till now. We have lost our best friend. We have lost our everything. Our Daddy was our everything. He loved us so much. We don't even know how we're going to do it with this thing called life without him. Daddy taught us so much. He taught us that there are no mistakes in life. Everything was a learning experience. But one thing that he didn't teach us was how to live without him. We have to figure that out on our own now. Daddy, we are going to miss you so much. We thank you for everything that you have done for us. Your children are so proud and so blessed to be called your children. We have loved you all our lives and will continue to love you to the end of time. Ghana has lost a statesman. NPP has lost a father, a mentor. We have lost our world today. We love him. Daddy, the year.